Welcome to Music with Mrs. Avery. Hello everyone. In this lesson, you are going to learn about the treble clef. Can you say treble clef? Great. But before we get started, you are going to need two things for this lesson. You are going to need a piece of notebook paper and a pencil. So go ahead and pause this video. Please get a piece of notebook paper and a pencil. Now that you have your materials, let's get started. Please take your piece of notebook paper and fold it in half like a hamburger. Once you are finished, go ahead and open it up. Great. So I'd like to introduce you to this music symbol. This is called a staff. Can you say staff? Great. A staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And this is where we draw our music notes on a staff. Say staff. Great. Now take your pencil and you are going to draw a staff on the top half of your notebook paper. You are going to use the notebook paper's lines and trace them as you draw your staff. This is so that you have nice, neat, straight lines. And remember, you should be using pencil so that you can erase any mistakes. Once you have drawn a staff at the top of your paper, you are going to draw another staff on the bottom half of your paper. Again, use those lines. Once you have finished, your paper will look like this, and you will have 2 staves. Staves is the plural of staff. 1, 2 staves. If you need additional time, go ahead and pause this video. So we are going to learn how to draw a treble clef. A treble clef tells us what the names of the notes will be in the lines and spaces. There are different types of clefs in music, and depending on which instrument you are playing will determine which clef you will read from, and the clef will determine what the notes are on the lines and spaces. So we are specifically going to be learning about notes on the treble clef staff. So at the top of your paper, let's write in our vocabulary word, treble clef. Make sure that you spell it correctly, please. Now, let's learn how to draw a treble clef. Please follow me and go step by step. So, we're going to work on the staff that's on the top half of your paper first. Let's count our lines of our staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first, we are going to draw a straight line. Our straight line is going to start just above line 5, and it's going to go straight down to line 1. Remember, we count from the bottom to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your line will start a little bit above line 5 and come down to line 1. Now, let's count up to line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to place a very small dot where line 4 of the staff and the line that you drew intersect. So that point where they intersect, draw a small dot. Now, to continue our treble clef, we are going to draw a backwards S. So, we will start at the very top of our treble clef, and our backward S is going to cross through this little dot here on this intersecting point. So it's going to look like this. So your backward S will start at the very top of that original line that you drew, and it's going to end at the very bottom of the line that you drew on line 1. Go ahead and try and draw your backward S. Excellent. Now the next stroke is a backwards C. And this backwards C is going to touch right in the center of this space between lines 2 and 3. So, backwards C, just like so. Now we're going to extend the C and wrap it around line 2. See that? We're going to wrap it around line 2 like so. Now we are going to extend that original line we drew, and we're going to add a dot to the left, like so. And this is a treble clef. Let's practice again. Let's start above line 5, draw a straight line down. And we are going to count up to line 4, put a small dot. We are going to now draw a backward S. Remember, our backward C is going to touch right in between lines 2 and 3. Now we're going to extend our backward C and bring it around line 2. Extend our original line and put our dot. Now, make sure that your backward S is crossing on line 4. That is very, very important. Also, it's very important that your backward C extends just below line 2. I should not see any fancy curls like this. This is incorrect. You may see that in other forms of music, but that is not how we are going to draw our treble clefs in music class. So please do not add all those curly lines. Okay? Now, go ahead and try one on your own. Remember to start at the top. Once you've practiced many times, once you start your backward S, you can continue right into your backward C and then extending your backward C and make it one fluid motion. Just like so. Make sure there is a nice space between each of your treble clefs. Now I'd like you to continue practicing drawing your treble clefs on the bottom stave, on the bottom half of your lined paper. If you need additional time drawing your treble clefs on the bottom half of your paper, go ahead and pause this video now. Now, let's review our vocabulary word, treble clef. Can you say treble clef? Remember, we are going to learn about reading notes on the treble clef staff. We're going to be learning how to read the line notes and the space notes. And the treble clef will determine what those notes will be. Let's say treble clef one more time. For your assignment in Google Classroom, I would like for you to take a picture of the work that you completed in this lesson. Please make sure to hold your camera nice and steady so that you submit a nice, clear picture. Thank you for learning about the treble clef with me.